Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Phoebe, hands behind Angelic's Crochet. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to crochet these beautiful straight pants. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. The materials I'll be using to make this trouser, I will need this Seagull brand yarn. It's a fingering weight yarn, so I'll be doubling the strand. Okay, and it's in the shade of cream. I will need a tape measure, a 3mm hook size, some stitch markers, a needle, a notebook and a pen, and a pair of scissors. So let's begin. So how we'll go about crocheting this trouser, we'll be crocheting one leg at a time. As you can see over here, I have one of the legs. Okay, it's a bit long, and you might be wondering, how are we going about this? So here I have my notebook. And I have written down the necessary measurements that I will need to go about crocheting this trouser. So you will need your waist measurement. Mine is 38.5. Also, you'll need the hip measurement, which I also divided it by 2 to give me 23. I will need the thigh measurement. Mine is 26. And I changed the trouser. I wanted it to be flare, but I just couldn't. I just gave up, and I just decided to just run down with a straight trouser, which you'll see the end results. It will look so nice. And so ignore this part. So you need the waist measurement, the hip measurement, the thigh measurement, and the full length measurement. Mine is 39. And also you'll need the crotch measurement. I will insert a picture to show you how you get to measure your crotch measurement, okay? So as I've said, we're working one leg at a time. So over here, as you can see, it looks halfway, right? It looks like it needs it's missing the puzzle over here. Okay, so what I did, you see, now I took my hip measurement, which was 46. Okay, I divided it by 2 to give me 23 inches. So all my measurements are in inches. Okay, so after I got 23, I made chains that measure 23. Okay, from this point all the way up to this point. And also, as you can see, the trouser has some texture. I used the double crochet stitch and a single crochet stitch, so it gives that beautiful unique texture. So I did that, and that is what we will begin doing. I will start by making a slip knot. Like that. Since I've made the first trouser, I know how many chains that will help me achieve the 23 inches. Okay, so I made a total of 90 chains. If you have the same measurements as me, well and good, but also it's good to keep measuring with your tape measure. So using your own measurements, just follow my step and ensure let's say maybe you get 24 inches or 20 inches when you divide your hips by 2. Ensure the chain you're going to make is an even number chain. So keep note of that. So my chain, I need to make 90 chains, which is an even number. I already have my 90 chains, and now I will skip this first stitch over here, and I will enter the second stitch and make a single crochet stitch. Like that. The next stitch, I will make a double crochet stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook in that stitch, grab your yarn. You have 3 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn again and pull through the first 2 loops. You have 2 loops remaining. Grab your yarn and pull through the last 2 loops. The next stitch, I will make a single crochet stitch. The next stitch, I had double crochet stitch. The next stitch, single crochet stitch. The next double crochet stitch, and this is what we will do all the way up to the end, alternating single crochet stitch, double crochet stitch. Okay, so let's meet at the end. I'm remaining with 2 stitches. Here I've put single crochet stitch. The next I will put a double crochet stitch. The next one, the last stitch, I will finish it off with a single crochet stitch. That is how it looks. It's a bit long. So moving on, so something to note, even as we move on with the other rows, we started with a single crochet stitch. Now we've finished with the single crochet stitch. Now moving to row 2, I will chain 2, 1, 2. I will turn my work. Okay, the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So the previous row we finished with a single crochet stitch. Now the second row I will begin with a double crochet stitch. So I will make a double crochet stitch, and as you can see, the next stitch from this previous row is a double crochet stitch, which now I will place a single crochet stitch. Then this stitch is a single crochet stitch. I will place a double crochet stitch. So I don't know if you're noticing, if the last stitch on the previous row is a single crochet stitch, the next row you'll place a double crochet stitch. If the previous row it was a double crochet stitch, you'll place a single crochet stitch. That is how we will alternate these stitches, so that we keep the pattern to be cute. Okay, you'll see the outcome. So once you get the rhythm here at the beginning, when you continue you'll just know. So here I've placed a double crochet stitch. The next one is a single crochet stitch. The next one, double crochet stitch, and that is what we will do all the way up to the end of the second row. I'm remaining with one stitch, and I will place a double crochet stitch there. Hope you've noted the stitch you begin with over here is the stitch you end with over here. Moving on to row 3, chain 1, turn your work. I finish with a double crochet stitch. Row 3, I will start with single crochet stitch. So I will place my single crochet stitch. The next stitch, I will place a double crochet stitch. The next, single crochet stitch. This next one, double crochet stitch. This is what we'll be doing all the way up to the end of row 3. Coming to the end, and I'm remaining with 2 stitches. So if you remember, row 2 we had chained 2 and turned our work so that we make a double crochet stitch. Okay, so first of all, let me place a double crochet stitch over here, the second last stitch, and now I'm over here. This is the chain 2 we made. What we'll do, the single crochet stitch, because we're finishing with the single crochet stitch, I will place it on top of the chain 2. So it's like you've skipped this stitch over here and then gone to the double crochet stitch. The reason is if you place it over here, it will not give a straight edge, but we are not increasing. Okay, you remember I said the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, so we'll be repeating row 2 and row 3. What we've done in row 2, now we'll do it in row 4. Row 3 we'll repeat it on row 5. Okay, and let me bring now this trouser. As you can see, this part, okay, this is the part that we are trying to build before we get to making this crotch area. Okay, so my crotch, I measured, it was 12 inches. So as you can see with my trouser over here, when I measure my trouser, you can see it's measuring almost like 10.5. okay, it's still okay since it's this stitch is stretchy. Okay, I don't want it to be too loose, so when I stretch it slightly, you can see it's even surpassing the 12 inch. Okay, so that 12 inch mark, I will achieve it when I stretch this slightly. Okay, yes, so don't have an issue if it doesn't reach, as long as when you stretch it slightly, not too much, just slightly, it gives you the 12 inch mark or the mark that you had measured. Well and good. So so let's meet once I achieve my 12 inch. So from here it should when I stretch it slightly, it should measure 12 inches. Okay, so do that, repeating row 2 and row 3. Okay, so I'm done making the rows that I require before I come and put the crotch design. So when I take my tape measure, remember I have to achieve 12 inches. As you can see, it's at 10, but I told you guys, when you just stretch it slightly, you see, yeah. So hopefully you have also achieved your required rows. So for me, I've made 38 rows. In total, I've made 38 rows. So this is going to act from the waist. Now we're heading to the crotch, okay? But I will insert a picture. You see how to measure from your crotch depth, okay? Now moving on, we will make 15 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so then I will turn my work and join it over here. Like that. Now this part is this part over here. After you've joined your 15 chains, now we'll make our stitches just like before, all around until we reach here. So in this previous row, this is the single crochet row and this is the double crochet row. So I will chain one. We won't distort the pattern, okay? So on this we place a single crochet stitch, the next one a double crochet stitch, the next one single crochet stitch, the next one double crochet stitch, and I will keep doing that until let's meet over here, okay? Then we proceed on the chains together. So I've reached where the chains are. I've finished with a single crochet stitch. The next one I will put a double crochet stitch. The next stitch, single crochet stitch, double crochet stitch, and finish the row with that pattern. I've reached the end and I will slip stitch on top of this single crochet stitch we made. Now I've closed off the row. I will chain one and cut. So far this is how it looks, and now I know you might be wondering why have we cut. So I'll locate the middle point on this crotch part and I will place a stitch marker over there. The reason as to why I've attached the stitch mark over here, we will reattach the yarn over here because I want the seam line to be in the inside thigh. Okay, you can see, though it's not that visible, but instead of it being just where it can be seen, it's going to be in the inside part of the thigh, the seam line. Yeah, so that is why we've cut the yarn. Okay, so to reattach the yarn, I'll make a slip knot. And so I ended over here, so we will work this way. So I will attach over here. And remove now this. So yeah, so this stitch that I've reattached the yarn is a single crochet stitch, and you know, when we were doing our rounds, where there's a single crochet stitch on the previous row, we will place a double crochet stitch. So what I'll do, I will chain 2, 1, 2, then in that same stitch I will place a double crochet stitch, in the next a single crochet stitch, the next double crochet stitch, the next single crochet stitch, and that is what I'll do all the way around until I reach here. Then I'll get back to you guys. So I've reached the end, and I will place a slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that I made. And I've closed off the row. So over here I've finished with a single crochet stitch, and what I will do, moving on to the next row, I will chain 2, 1, 2, and I will turn my work, and I will place a double crochet stitch on this stitch. Okay, this is not a stitch per se, it's like a reflection. Okay, it's been formed because we've slip stitch, so don't place a stitch over here, place it over here. Okay, yeah, I've placed a double crochet, the next one single crochet stitch, the next one double crochet stitch, and that is what I will keep doing. Now from here we are now building the trouser shape. Okay, we've already built now the round circumference of the thigh. Also ensure these crotch areas helped us achieve the crotch depth, okay, and also the thigh circumference. So take your thigh measurement and just measure around, okay, because moving forward we'll just repeat. Let's say this is row 2 of this part. Okay, we'll repeat row 2 all the way down, okay, until you achieve now the full length of this trouser. So from here we won't do any increase or decrease, we're just going to move, going round, closing the work, turning the work, building the rows until you just achieve your desired length for the trouser. Okay, so do that. For me, I'll achieve a 39-inch length, either 39 or 40. And also I would advise, measure your trouser as well. It won't hurt you measuring, okay? Just when you achieve several rows, just wear it and see if you're comfortable with the crotch the way it is and over here. Okay, yeah, so let's meet once I've achieved my length, because now we are just repeating. So over here, see, we've changed 2 and then we turned our work, and I placed a double crochet stitch, and then I will work the pattern the way it is with the stitches alternating the double crochet stitch and the single crochet stitch. Once I reach here, I'll make a slip stitch on the chain 2, then I will chain 2 and turn my work. Okay, yeah, so I will build this trouser, this other leg, since I've already done the other. Ensure you repeat the same on the other leg. Just rewind the video, rewatch to know how to remember how we've managed to achieve this part, and now the full length. Okay, yeah, so let's meet once I have this leg ready and I show you guys how we will now come and join these two together. Finally, I have 2 of my legs ready. It's time to join the fly area, the crotch area. Okay, so how we'll go about it, we'll be joining them like the seam line to be in the inside, so this way, so that the seam line doesn't protrude on the outside part. Okay, so this way, we'll start from here, going like this, then we come over here, like that, then like that, all the way back to this other side. So I will try and align them. Okay, I'm using this yarn as a stitch marker because I don't have my tool pouch over here at the moment, but it will still work. So get your stitch markers and do this. So we'll start over here. Just place my yarn stitch marker. That. Also over here. So that when I come attach, they will align. Okay, so that's the help of the stitch marker. now start with the inside part. Okay, when it's like this, this is the outside part. We want the seam line to be in the inside part of the trouser. So you can use your darning needle to attach, to connect this part, but I'll be using a crochet hook to do that. You'll make a slip knot to attach this yarn right here. I'll make a slip stitch. Then I'll chain one. Now I'll go attaching this part using a slip stitch. Okay, so I will enter each and every stitch placing a slip stitch. So from here, just observe and follow through. Okay. Darning needle would do best. It's just that I don't know where I've kept my toolbox, but it's okay. Finished joining. So I've chained one. Now I'll cut off the yarn. I'll weave in the end, but this is how it looks on the outside. Perfectly joined. The inside, the seam is on the inside, as you can see. Yes, so now let's fix the waist. Now let's work on the waist area. It's big, so we need it to fit perfectly on my waist. So I will take my yarn and I will make a slip knot. And attach it on this seam line. that. Now I'll place a single crochet stitch on this stitch over here, and then on the next stitch a single crochet stitch, and I will go all round placing single crochet stitch in every stitch all around. Let's meet over here. I've reached the end and I'll make a slip stitch. The single crochet stitches help create foundation to smoothen the top edge. Okay, so moving on, chain 1, turn your work. I'll place single crochet stitch over there on the next stitch as well. I will skip one stitch, okay, then go to the next and place a single crochet there, go to the next and place a single crochet there, skip one, place a single crochet in the next stitch. The next stitch I'll place a single crochet, I'll skip one, place a single crochet in the next stitch, and the next stitch as well. So this is what I'll do all the way around. 2 single crochet, skip one, 2 single crochet, skip one, that way. I finished doing that and I'll close off the row using a slip stitch. That I will chain 1, turn. This time you just go all around placing single crochet stitches only, no skipping in every stitch. So don't skip any stitch, just place 1 single crochet in every stitch all round. So let's meet at the end and then we make the drawstring that will pass through these stitches. Okay, once you're done, chain 1 and cut the yarn. Pull the yarn out like that. Okay, so we don't want to tighten it too much that it doesn't pass through our hips. So this is where I'll come and make the drawstring. I'll make 200 chains. You can go ahead and make the number of chains you'd like to put so that we pass it through this section, so that it helps us even tighten or even loosen the trouser the way we want it on the waist part. So let me go ahead and make 200 chains. So I'll locate one of the seam lines and choose which one will be the front side and which one will be the back side. So this will be the front side. So I'll take my drawstring . This is how I'll be placing it. So I'll skip one, then move to the next stitch like that. I'll skip one stitch, move to the next stitch. Skip one stitch, move to the next. So this stitch I'm skipping, moving here. That's how you put this drawstring. This is how it looks. And finally, the trouser is done. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of creating these crocheted pants. I had so much fun. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a positive comment down below, and let's meet in the next one.